Hey guys, so for this video, I have spent like the last 30 minutes, probably longer, trying to come up with summaries for the arguments for God. So there's four main arguments and doing real brief summaries, and I will still talk for like 12-15 minutes about it. And I don't do as good of a job explaining them as some of the videos that I want to link and that I even talk about linking when I summarize it in the other videos. So this video is going to be a little different in that I'm not really going to go into much detail at all about these. I'm going to encourage you to watch these videos. So the first like 2 minutes here, I want to give you some encouragement to watch these videos. One is kind of a disclaimer, right? These arguments are not to prove the existence of the Christian God. I want to make that clear. Now, I think in one of these videos, they actually do reference the Christian God a lot. Maybe two of them they do. But these arguments at the basic level do not argue for the Christian God. The question we are asking today is, are there arguments for a God? A God that is higher, a monotheistic God, like one God. Are there arguments for this? All right, a higher power, a higher being, not the Christian God. I want to emphasize that. That's important. Another thing I want to clarify is that I think for some of us, for me, the moral argument that we'll talk about very briefly later does really resonate with me. I think it is pretty much conclusive proof that there has to be a God. You might not feel that way. You might not feel that way for any of these arguments. You might feel that way for some of these arguments. What I hope you get from watching these videos is that there's evidence that the most logical thing you can believe is in a Christian God. I'm not saying that you'll believe 100% that there is, without a doubt, a Christian God, but you will leave after watching these videos and believe that the most reasonable, the most practical thing you can believe is a Christian God. And the last thing I want to emphasize right here before I dive really briefly into these topics is that something C.S. Lewis says in Mere Christianity, which really resonated with me, and I hope it resonates with you. If there is no God, none of this really matters at all. Like, let's be honest, none of this really matters. You can say happiness, the continuation of our lineage, that's what's important, allowing humans to live on as long as we can, that's important. But if there's no God, if there's no universal purpose for us, then it doesn't really matter if you were happy that day or if you continued on your lineage. It does not, in the end, does not really matter if you helped humanity out, if you alleviated the suffering in humankind as a whole. Does not really matter. But if there's a God, then the most important thing we can do is figure out who that God is and what they want us to do. The most important thing, if there's a God, a higher power than us, the most important thing we can do is figure out who that is and what they want us to do. So if you have any semblance of maybe there is a God, I encourage you to watch these videos. And for the Christians out there that already believe, I encourage you to watch these videos to get an understanding of more than just I was raised in the church, to be able to defend our faith and explain why you believe that it can be logical for there to be a God. And again, you might not convince someone that there is, without a doubt, a God, but you can help them realize that it is a logical belief and that might actually be the most logical, most probable thing for us to believe. So I want to talk, the best argument out there, this is my personal thing, the best argument out there is called the moral argument. And here's a video. I encourage you guys to watch. It goes through the moral argument real high level again. I don't want to dive in it too much. Says that there is morals, universal morals. We believe in right and wrong. There are certain things that everybody believes are right and wrong, and those have to come from a certain standpoint. They don't come from culture. I love this argument. I've talked about it for like 30 minutes if I could. That's all I'm going to say. Here's the video. Really, really good one. Watch the next video that links in it too. Really, really, really good. If you watch any videos, please watch that one. The next argument I'm going to say that resonates fairly well with me is the teleological argument. That is the argument from design. Pretty much saying that if you walked in the wilderness and saw a pocket watch, you would not believe that that happened by chance. You would believe that somebody put it there or it got lost or whatever, but that watch was created by someone with the intent of creating a watch because of the complexity of it. And life, The human body is so much more complex than that pocket watch. So it's hard to say that it came by chance, all right? That's the teleological argument. There's a lot more to it, a lot more arguments to it. Again, you can argue against everything I'm saying here because I'm not going into the nuances of them. Please watch this video to see that. Cosmological argument is the next one. This one's a solid argument. There's 4 parts to it. I'm going to really briefly cover 2 of them. Motion and, I took notes. Motion and causation. Pretty much, for something to be in motion, something has to put it in motion. For something to have an effect, for something to be, there had to be a cause for it. From science, there has to be a cause. There has to be a cause for motion. There has to be a cause before the effect. Scientists believe that there's a beginning of the universe or beginning of time. There had to be something that put that into motion, that put that into start. If you believe in a God, you believe that God did that. So it's illogical for scientists to believe that it just happened. It is logical for someone who believes in religion to believe that happened. There's a video for that, and it might even show up over here. I don't really know how YouTube works. The last argument is the ontological argument. This one does not resonate well with me, but I cannot think about it as deeply because it just, I don't know, it just doesn't, I can't really poke a bunch of holes in it, but I don't like it that much. So that's just my personal opinion there. The ontological argument believes that, let me think of the best possible thing out there. If it were real, it would be better. So let me think of a pizza, the best possible pizza I can imagine. It's pepperoni, sausage, bacon, a lot of cheese, Parmesan, onions, peppers. Ooh, I'm getting hungry. If I had that pizza, like the real pizza, physical pizza, it is better than my thought of the pizza. And that I think we could all agree with. So the thought is, if you think of the best, absolute best, greatest possible being out there, a real version of that is better than what you were thinking of. So the best thing out there has to be real if you can even conceptualize that there could be this great thing. So it doesn't resonate well. This video explains that a lot better. Highly encourage you guys to watch that as well. So that's a very, 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 very brief overview. This video that I just told you is not going to convince you of anything. Those videos might. So please watch those videos and let me know your thoughts. If you have questions, concerns, if you have arguments against them, let me know. I'd love to hear them. Love to dive more into them. That's just kind of what I enjoy to do. So thanks for watching. I hope you watch these videos. If nothing, you watch the moral argument video. Phenomenal video. Very well made. Thank you guys.